Good morning, beautiful being. It is so good to be with you today. And I could possibly live outside, but I don't know. The clouds are low. It might just be a bit humid because the Wi-Fi doesn't work when there's too much water in the air. So I decided I'm coming inside today. And the good thing about that is it means rocks. Yeah, it does. And we have two rocks today, and they're awesome. Linda, hello, beautiful. They're awesome rocks because they're so interesting. They are far from quote-unquote perfect, but I absolutely adore them. This one is from the Orange River in South Africa. South Africa? I can't remember which African state. Heather, it's lovely to see you, sweetie. Hi, Janine. Good morning, good morning. I am a bit tired today, so, if I seem a bit slow, it's because I'm tired. But I'm very glad to be here. And the fabulous thing about this is that it's got this misty layer of quartz, a lot like the weather outside. And then underneath it, I don't know how red it looks, but it's this dark red hematite, so, it's a phantom, whatnot. And you can just see the layers in the crystal, and I'm really fond of this. Oh, Janine, there's nothing to be sorry about, really. Really, there isn't, I create my life. If I say, oh, this is bad, oh, feel sorry for me, I make myself a victim. I know what's going on. I'm going to be talking about it with you very soon. Hi, Angie. So I'm just kind of getting myself into the space. You think the rocks and the flowers are for you, honey? They're for me, I tell you. They're for all of us. So it is just lovely to share with you. Yeah, you did get to make it today. Yeah, this is a fabulous piece. I love this. Maria, it's great to see you. Way, we're all together. So I just enjoy this. My friend Jenny gave this to me. Jenny is a rock hound. She gets amazing stones. They're always unusual and beautiful. Christine, it is blissful to see you. So, you see, my energy elevates along with yours. Good evening, Captain Julian. You're on the bridge. That means we're going to be safe from camels. Now, this one, I realise I'm a bit sad, actually. Dana Raluca, it's great to see you. I can't right now remember where it comes from. It's something quite special that my friend Jenny, again, got for me. And you think, oh, that looks like a mess. Let's see. Look at the detail on this thing. She told me the names of all the different minerals on this. I know it's got some, brain. Something that is a bit micaceous here. You can see the blades. We don't know what. Clearly there's quartz, which has got all kinds of stuff growing in and on it. And then this is actually calcite. This is a calcite plate. There you go. See, it's really flat. It's got those characteristic square shapes in it that calcite has. Epidote, I think this green stuff is. Coming back to me, Jennifer, good morning. And it's got this sort of purpley, reddy, blacky, all kinds of things, stuff in here, all kinds of inclusions in the rock. And then there's this orangey bit here. It is just fabulous. And I don't know all the bits in it. There's bits in it that we looked under her microscope. She's got a big blowing up light thing where you can see all the detail. She says there's stuff in there, I don't know what it is. And she knows her rocks. So it's this fabulous thing, and you can just turn it over and over and over and admire all the detail on it. And that's really what I felt like doing today. Yeah, see, I think that's calcite as well. It grows in quite a different shape. Susanna, it's great to see you. So here we all are together, enjoying this amazing rock, which has just got a whole lot of stuff on it that nobody really knows what it is. See all the details there? So, right, and I don't know, I think that's calcite as well. I don't know, not sure. I'd have to look at it carefully. So, really unusual rocks today. And what I want to talk about really carries straight on from yesterday's conversation about getting stuck emotions out of your body. And in case you didn't see that, if you're new to, this space that we create and play and converse in together, the whole thing about any kind of thought or memory or emotion that you feel repeatedly is that thought creates chemistry in your body. No, I'm not going to completely revise that. If you want to know what I'm talking about, watch yesterday. I had a reasonably succinct summation. And the thing is, if you keep doing that, then not only do you program your body to expect that emotion, which, hint, makes it kind of like an addict, which is why it's so hard to stop these things, just say, oh, I'm not going to feel like that anymore, and then that's fine for a couple of hours, and then your body is raging at you, saying, I need this emotion, I'm used to it. Not only is it that, but the chemistry that pours and pours and pours literally gets stuck in your body. Literally. It is an actual fact. It's buried chemistry that just goes and gets stuck in your muscles. Apparently a lot of people with chronic pain actually have this happening. I do not have the personal experience of that, but this is what I have heard Joe Dispenza, from whom I've learned a great deal, talk about. Because he's seen them reverse it when they release the energy out of their body. The pain just goes. Hi, Kay, lovely to see you. And you know, sometimes that just happens the first time they sit down and do one of his meditations, but more often they've been working at themselves, they've been overcoming themselves, they've been overcoming their pain, they've been overcoming who they've been for a very long time. Yeah, biological feedback loop is great words, Linda, you're absolutely right. They've been breaking their biological feedback loop, and they might have been at it for months or years. But sooner or later, the energy moves. And it's, oh, thank God. So, what happens though? You know, it's great when it, boom, it's gone and it's done. But for a lot of us, we are up against ourselves and our habits and the habitual way of being ourselves and our habitual chemistry and our programming and our conditioning and all that stuff. And when you start to call your energy and your attention and your awareness back to yourself, and you start to come back to now, you pull yourself out of the familiar past, whatever it was, and you pull your energy out of the predictable future. You say, oh, I'm so scared that's going to happen. I'm so scared, you know, and, oh God, this is me, right? This is why I related to this work so well, because it made so much sense. Neuroscience, not this hard, grey, boring stuff that intellectuals talk about, now makes sense to me. And you call yourself back to here and now, and you start to gather your energy back, and you start to break your conditioning, you start to break that biological feedback loop. And yeah, sometimes unnoticed trauma comes up and kicks you in the teeth because it's stuck in your body, and you start moving it, you start calling your energy back, and you start, like I was talking yesterday about doing this particular breath technique, which is, you know, most people I think have to learn it for a bit and practice it before they master it. But even when the first time you do it, they have the intention, you're going to start moving energy out of your body. Yeah, fibromyalgia, my impression is there's a lot about buried trauma and shock and pain, everything you've been saying. Oh, okay, thank you. I appreciate anybody who shares me, and I appreciate you if you don't. I just appreciate you showing up. However you want to participate, it's really a blessing for me. I appreciate you if you support me. Oh my goodness, do I appreciate you if you support me. For anybody who thinks, well, gee, would you like to give something back to Maddie? Please do. You can. Little bits. I'm not interested in, well, I mean, I'd love large donations, but small bits, sustainable, right? $3 a month, you don't notice. Anyway, so where was I? So as the energy moves, you're breaking your emotional and energetic and biological and genetic and everything connections with your past and also with your future, which is an interesting idea. You're coming into the now. And you know what? When you do that, it can be chaotic. It can be chaotic because you are pushing yourself off the timeline you've been on for however long, and you're saying, no, I'm no longer going to keep investing my energy and my, everything in that predictable past and saying, oh, well, I'm like this because of blah, 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 and that's my story and that's how it is. And you are also no longer saying, oh, well, this is where it's going to be because of all the, the research that says that if I have this condition, it's going to be like this in 5 years' time. You're also breaking your emotional, energetic and biological and genetic and everything else connection with that. And it creates chaos. It actually creates chaos. If your life starts to fall apart when you start doing this kind of work, that's why. Because you are letting go Stuff is falling off that is no longer you. And at the same time as it's falling off, it's like, oh shit. And sometimes it's stuff that you really like and feel secure in. And, we're all doing this at a global level, but I'm speaking more specifically today. Although, yeah, it's very applicable. Because, globally, okay, I got to go there. The past is really gone, right? It's gone. We cannot look back at last week and say that this week is going to be like last week. We don't know. And as for 3 months, 6 months from now, no clue. I've been saying a lot, all bets are off. They are. We don't know. Doesn't mean it's bad. Just means we don't know. So, the unknown, that brings me nicely to the thing that I want to focus on when there's chaos, when there's challenge, when the trauma comes up that you didn't know you were storing, and that's what's been happening for me, to realise that when there's chaos, when you wake up, actually with me yesterday, it was like, this shit just came up, and I was just feeling really angry and destructive and a whole lot of shit. And I thought, this isn't me. This is stuff coming up for me to address, to move through, to overcome. I'm familiar with this process now. I know that when I start to get chaotic, it's because I'm moving through things. So I don't stress about it and I don't think, oh God, what's wrong with me? Why am I feeling like this? Like I used to, okay? I realized that was just no! I'm changing. I'm breaking my energetic and emotional and chemical and genetic and biological and everything connections with my past. And for me to do that, it actually has to come up enough for me to go, no, I'm not that anymore. And remember I talked yesterday about the fact that you can't do that by saying, I'm not sick anymore when you're, terminally ill with cancer. You can't intellectually just decide. You've got to go under the mountain. You've got to go very deep into your own autonomic nervous system to the point that you can give your body and your life different instructions. And that's what I've been doing. It's been almost a full year now that I've been on this path. And in that time, I got immediate results. It was really lovely. I got this immediate feedback from the universe and from me to say, oh yeah, this works, okay. And you get that and you think, right, I'm going to do this. But even if you decide to give this a go and apparently nothing happens, if you understand that hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people have used this formula and it's a formula that works, and if you find out about the formula and you get some information and you look at somebody who's overcome the same condition you're dealing with, and you think, well, if they did it, I can do it. And you persist. And, I'm still overcoming myself. Oh my God, I'll be overcoming myself every day, forever, until I leave this body. It's cool. I wouldn't be without it. And you're right, we do need to allow ourselves to have the experience, Angie, just not to get stuck in it. And that's the thing, to be able to go under the mountain and move it, rather than bash your head open against it, is just say, hey, I've got better tools now. I can go in and rewrite my own programs. So what came up for me yesterday was just more lack, man. Lack. Everywhere I looked, every little thought, things that have been running sort of subconscious level, it didn't come from nowhere. It's always been there. But it really came into my awareness and it was so full on and in my face, and please don't anybody feel sorry for me. I'm so grateful that it came up because it's been limiting me my entire life. Nobody's fault, just programming, just what I took on, just, the experiences I had and how I unconsciously reacted to them. I'm so grateful. Did I say it was fun? No, but it's perfect. Because I cannot allow the extraordinary resource and capacity and, I'll say the A word, abundance that that is a necessary part of what I'm here to do. I simply can't allow it in until I lose all of the little subtexts that say, oh, but they got this thing and why can't I have what? Honestly, it was like this whinging victim person in me. So, to hold that with love and care. Yeah, the internal connection. Yes, the unified field. Oh my God, to go into the unified field, to become the divine mind. Where it all ceases it just stops being a thing, and to be there and to command matter. That's just a way better place for me to be. So this is really, it's very simple. If the stuff comes up, don't be scared. Don't think you're going back, If the resistance is huge, it's because you got your nose up against the glass. The glass ceiling, the glass wall, the thing you've never seen. Now it's there and you're seeing it. You're seeing who you've been. And remember, the universe has no choice. It must endorse who you're being. And if you're not conscious of who you're being, you can't possibly change it. Yeah, I read your commentary and I think, I know that if we had a conversation, I know what you're talking about, but I read it and think, lack doesn't take root anymore once you stop identifying with it. And it's like a, what? Quack. I don't get it right now. I really don't get it. And that's okay, because we all have different ways of expressing things. And you know what those words mean to you, and they probably mean the same thing to me, but I would use different words. So I guess it's another thing. It's beautiful that I get to explain this, because we get all mixed up with how we express things, and, does somebody else understand me? And ultimately, I got to be present with me and be my own master, my own salvation. And my own divinity. You probably know I feel pretty strongly about that. I don't want to be going outside me for answers. But if I can go deep under the mountain to the source, to, the place where the source code, of the matrix has got the red woman instead of the woman in the blue dress, we want the woman in the red dress. Sorry, if you've seen The Matrix, you know what I'm talking about. It's a movie, right? Just in case anybody does wonder what the heck I'm going on about. I think most people have seen that movie. It's so good. It's a documentary, by the way. That is not science fiction. That is literally how it works. We've all been programmed. And so we are constantly in this process of first realize, oh my God, there's a glitch in the matrix. Hang on a minute. This isn't as real as it seems. And, when my thoughts and my feelings and, my body goes into wanting to destroy things, really, I find myself wanting to smash stuff. And I think, what? No, I'm not going to do that. But it's interesting and it's not pleasant, being in this experience of my body just doing anything to get a fix of the old lackful emotions is really what it boils down to. It's like, no, I'm not doing it. And you're right, Linda. Yeah, stopping grasping at it. Yes, okay, that makes more sense, Julian. And today when I was in the field, an hour ago, one with the divine observer, being that mind. And it's a really interesting process. It's like I'm being taught. I'm always being taught. There's such connection. There's such guidance. There's such, hey, this is what we're doing now. And being one with that mind, and in that mind, it's like, there's no lack. I can't want for anything. A couple of days ago, I was very deep in the field because I had more time than I do on a weekday. And I came to the place where the divine observer said to me, well, now it's time to command matter. Oh. And I wrote this down on my, these are the words that I thought, well, I can't really want anything, but 10K would be nice. Be useful, actually. 10K would be useful. It'd be useful because there's things I want to do. And it was interesting because the divine observer said to me, oh, wouldn't you like a bit more? And I was just sort of playing with it and going, well, no, I'm resonating nicely with 10K. I'm comfortable with this. Surprise me. And of course, the Divine Observer loves to surprise us. And intellectually I can look at my life and say, I can't see where that kind of money can come from. Tell you what, it's going to come out of nowhere. Because when I commanded that matter, I was nowhere. It was nonsense. No senses. I can't see it with my senses. I'll let you know when it lands. Susanna, the meditation that seems to call me the most at the moment and has been for a while is tuning into new potentials. But I encourage you to do your own research. Every single one of his meditations will take you into the field, one way or another. Okay? It's that's just the red pill that I take. But it's like we've all got to find our own path. So while I absolutely adore that process, oh my God, it's so good. And I love to do tuning into new potentials and then follow it with the generous present moment, because by the time I've finished that process, I can go so much deeper in another 40 mumble minutes. But that's me. And it wasn't always like that, and it won't always be like that. There's so much to choose from. So you kind of have to experiment a little bit. And look, for most of us, $13 to download a meditation is not a lot. And you can go to Joe's website and you read about them, and you will know what will call you. Heather, it's lovely to see you. So, they will all take you there, Susanna. The main thing is to just get one and start doing it. Soon enough, you'll want more. I am out of time, beautiful beings. It is lovely to be with you. So really the core message today is, if shit comes up, don't sweat. Just keep choosing who you are. Realise that if you feel like you're up against it, you are, so you can move through it, and you can. But don't try to think your way through it. Become who you want to be instead. And yeah, there's various ways to do that. I just talk about how I do it. Much love. I'm going to be back in about 3.5 hours giving you an update on our Saint Marie in the Gambia. So if you want to catch up, I'll be delighted to see you. Big love. You see, I'm still not quite awake. Big love. I'll see you later or tomorrow. Bye-bye.